This is a rather interesting article. Tyranny's Real News, published July the 19th. This is August the 4th. J13, who ordered the hit? Since the CIA was formed in 1947 as an independent spy agency, there have been numerous political assassinations, attempted assassination, coups, and roughly 30 mass shootings in America. Do you think that's coincidence? I do not. In the 1960s, four major political assassinations: John F. Kennedy by Lee Harvey Oswald, Martin Luther King by James O. Ray, that was done by the FBI, Robert Kennedy by Sirhan Sirhan, that was done by the CIA, and Malcolm X by Muhammad Aziz were all immediately ruled by U.S. intelligence as carried out by lone gunmen with personal, not political motives and no connection to the U.S. government. Right. Eyewitness forensic evidence and a cursory examination of the timeline and facts about each shooting would lead any thinking person to dispute that conclusion. Yet every 50 plus years later, we continue to pretend that what's happened, it's obvious that these assassinations were carried out by what we today call the New World Order, deep state, and covered up. The families of all these men do not believe the official narrative of this day, neither do most Americans. The Americans accused of these murders were all framed and used as patsies to protect the real shooter or shooters and the people who hired them. I've said that I don't know how many thousands of times over the last 11 years. The same goes for mass shootings and school shootings, which have strangely skyrocketed since the CIA was formed, and the deep state New World Order became more and more determined to remove our guns, so we end up defenseless, like Europe, like Australia, like New Zealand. No thinking person believes the official narratives behind the slaughter at Columbine, Sandy Hook, Pulse, Vegas, and Parkland. If you've never studied my in-depth reporting on Parkland from 2018 while it happened, do it now. That autistic boy Nicholas Cruz didn't murder anybody. Another patsy. They used the same playbook over and over. The story we're told about Nixon and Watergate was also a lie. Nixon was framed and removed from the White House in 1973 by a coup led by who? By the CIA. They attempted to assassinate Richard Nixon in 1972, Gerald Ford in 1975, and Ronald Reagan in 1981. The stories we were told about their alleged assassinations were also lies. They flooded our nation with COVID in early 2020 to rig the election with cheat by mail and engineered the George Floyd Communist Revolution during the summer to use rioters and criminals to intimidate us into submission. If you actually study what happened on Memorial Day 2020, you realize that George Floyd and Derek Chauvin were used as fall guys and patsies to kick off the CIA coup of America, no different than Lee Harvey Oswald or Nicholas Cruz. I don't know how many times I've said the exact same thing. They tried to kill President Trump and Dr. Ben Carson at the White House in October 2020 with the deadly version of COVID. COVID doesn't exist. Never did exist. They created millions of fake mail ballots overnight to steal the election and then engineered J6 to stop America from asking questions, frame Trump and MAGA, and try to put him in prison. And we let them do it all. However, Trump reemerged 2 years later stronger than ever. They indicted him on 100 bogus felonies, tried to bankrupt him and remove him from the 2024 ballot, arrested his friends, and finally, out of desperation, they attempted to assassinate President Trump on July 2024 with a bullet and almost succeeded. The story we're being told now about a shooting is a lie also. The American people deserve answers regarding Saturday's assassination attempt on President Trump, and they deserve them fast. We can either choose to stop pretending and tell the truth about who is really behind this, or we can continue to be led around like brainwashed idiots and sheep to the slaughter. There is a group of demons embedded within our government and controlled by afar who believe they are God and know better what we do. We did not elect them, but they control us nonetheless with lies, fear, intimidation, and brainwashing. Between us, all of these events were also engineered by the deep state. What we were told them all is also a lie. Nothing is as it seems. Charlottesville, Cesar Sayo pipe bombs, bus tapes, Stormy Daniels, Me Too, P-tapes, Steele dossier, Trump-Russia collusion, Trump-Ukraine call, Trump-Georgia call, Austin bomber, Uvalde, the big lie, Pelosi hammer. If you want to live in the truth, I will be releasing a detailed summary of what I have found so far about what really happened on Saturday, July the 13th, 2020 in Butler, Pennsylvania, when they tried to murder my hero and my president, Donald J. Trump. So, what do you think, huh? You sure as hell know what I think. Remember what Mike Pompeo said? He ran the CIA for a period of time. He said, we lie, we cheat, and we steal, and we train others to do it. What he left out is we also murder. I'll attach the link. Let me know what you think. You sure as hell know what I think. And you know why I think what I think, don't you?